Stork, I want to get your opinion on this. I want to know if you've seen anything about this, because we actually have the footage. We have this from Fox News. Arizona judge resigns after being caught allegedly urinating on street near the courthouse. This is disgusting. Prescott police cited Judge Christine Shahoff Olson for misdemeanor offense in an October incident. So this happened last month, and following this incident, she has now resigned. She was a local judge, and yeah, let's watch the footage.
It gets so much better when you find out what her husband did with this. I know this story.
Oh no! Here she is. She's in a bush. Now she's got to pull up her pants.
Why? What are we doing?
Uber.
This is disgusting.
Waiting for an Uber?
Okay, this is unacceptable. Where's your ID?
It's my husband's wallet. Walk that way.
She's probably sitting there waiting for the Uber, and she's like, "Oh, I've had so many people walk into my courtroom for pissing in public. It's totally fine. I'll get off easy."
Maybe she was getting off on the peeing in public. Anyhow,
Whoa.
Point we're getting at here is apparently her husband got involved afterwards. Does the story say anything about that?
I don't know. I had only seen the body cam. So here, let's watch the rest of it. So here he is. He starts writing her up.
What's your last name?
Wilson.
You gotta spell it.
O-S-N.
O-L-S-O-N?
O-N.
Is she originally from
name?
San Francisco?
Spell it.
K-R-S-T-Y-N.
K-R.
I.
Okay.
S-T-Y. N.
Are you her husband?
Oh, here it is.
Okay. Can you hang out over by the cab for me? Nope. Come on. Yeah, you can, because I'm conducting an investigation.
For what?
Because I just saw her puking and urinating, exposing herself to several people. That wasn't her. Okay, you can go by the cab, or you can continue to interfere with the investigation.
Come on, baby.
Okay.
No.
Last chance, go over to the cab.
No.
Okay, well, then you're detained.
Stop.
Can't do this.
I'm going to throw you on the ground if you resist.
I was gonna say I'm waiting for him to resist.
Chances, and you don't want to listen.
We have a cab. Hey, baby.
He's resisting.
515-1 resisting.
Stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Oh, they're taking him down.
I hope they put him in the pee.
Put him in the pea bush. Yeah.
I'm not fighting.
What's the date on this?
I love that. That happens so often. This was last month, October 4th. But I love that when you start you're pulling your arms away from police, and then he's like, "I'm not resisting." Like, what are you doing? What are you doing if you're not resisting?
Look, I'm just gonna tell everybody real quick. If you have multiple police there, and they are trying to cuff you, just fucking let them cuff you.
That's what I say all the time. I say it so many times.
Just let them cuff you.
Even if the police are in the wrong, even if the cops have no authority or jurisdiction, you resisting gives them the authority to do it. So
yeah, are we on YouTube or no?
We are still on YouTube.
Okay. I may or may not have known some people back in my 20s where if it was one cop, they would just straight up ghost the cop. There would be no way that cop was going to catch him. Just, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Okay. I played football. These dudes ran like a 4.3, and that cop who was slightly overweight and maybe could still run a mile, there's no fucking way that dude was going to catch him. There was no way. By the time that cop got in the cop car to try to go follow that guy, that dude was gone.
But point being, even if the cops don't have any actual reason, it's better to just let them take you in or let them cuff you or whatever.
Yeah.
Because then you can make a case later for them abusing their power. But if you start resisting, it makes it look worse for you.
Exactly. So, especially if the cop is wrong about what they're doing,
just let them be wrong. Let them continue being wrong. Put them on. I look forward to my big payout from the city.
Yes. unfortunately, a lot of times they will let you off for whatever the fuck it is they thought you were doing, kind of thing.
Yep.
And then they will trump up another fucking charge and then tack onto that the resisting arrest.
My favorite charges from police is resisting arrest and disorderly conduct.
Yeah. So what that basically means in that particular situation is you may or may have been doing something wrong, and they're just going to fucking change it to disorderly conduct and resisting arrest now because they've lost whatever it was they were originally trying to charge you with.
And her husband was a pretty big dude. I mean, you saw it took 4 officers to put him in cuffs.
Yeah, well, that being said, I am not endorsing anybody resisting arrest. Just go ahead and do that shit. Now, that being said, the people that I knew that we're not going to get into anymore with that, they were in the wrong with that. So, I mean, they probably is a good thing.
Here, look, just like we were talking about earlier, he's having her sign on a computer.
Nope, that's all his business. So you just sign above that solid black line right there.
I like, by the way, how the judge is just being let off with signing the ticket, and the husband is being, like, taken away.
That's part of the issue, though, right? Is, like, cops will sometimes detain you so they can figure out what's going on, and then afterwards you're free to go.
Yeah.
So if he had just fucking waited, they could have gone home together that night.
Look, I'm not saying be a bootlicker. I'm not saying any of that shit. But I am saying sometimes if you're just cool and chill about some shit, it will work itself out.
Even if you're doing something illegal, if you're cool with the cops, sometimes they'll be like, hey, look, man, I don't want to do the paperwork. Just stop doing it. Go home.
Exactly.
Just be nice to people. They're human beings just like you and I. Just because they have a badge doesn't make them more or less human. They're humans just like you and I. They don't want to deal with stupid bullshit. So don't make them deal with stupid bullshit. Maybe they won't make you deal with stupid bullshit.
It's just
Anyway, let's read on, though. It says, an Arizona Superior Court judge has resigned after allegedly being caught urinating in public just steps from the courthouse where she served. Prescott police responded around 1:30 a.m. on October 4th after witnesses reported a woman relieving herself near Montezuma and Gurley Street on the same block of the courthouse plaza where she worked. Pause. If someone called to report that she was doing this and that she was in the body cam footage, she's still there doing it. She was there so long that someone had enough time to, one, pick up their phone, dial 911, talk to the operator, give them all the info where it's happening and that it is happening. Then the cop has to respond. Let's say they're even down the street. How long does it take you to take a piss?
Let's pretend. Okay, one, she's drunk, so let's just start there. Like what I wanted to say with this at the beginning is the reason they're taking an Uber is because they're both drunk.
But the husband walks up and says, "Come on, honey, let's go to the car."
The reason they're taking an Uber is because they're both drunk, and that you said like that's what's going on there. So the fact that he was resisting because he was drunk.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Well, that's why you shouldn't be publicly intoxicated. You make stupid decisions.
Look, I will say your generation is probably right in the whole anti-drinking thing, man. And it's not really that you guys are anti-drinking. It's that
I'm anti-drinking.
Well, some people are.
I tell people that they should smoke weed instead of drink.
I'm not necessarily opposed to that statement either.
I'm actually going to take an edible right now. No,
I actually do not smoke. I have had one puff of weed my entire life. Didn't like it. And honestly,
that's perfectly fair.
Honestly, I've probably been contact high a dozen times in my life.
I like the way drinking makes me feel, but I don't like. I absolutely hate the taste of alcohol. I've never found alcohol that I actually like.
Have you tried cider yet?
Tried what?
Cider.
No, I don't like cider.
Not the U.S. shit either. The real cider.
Maybe not. I do agree. There's a lot of weed that stinks, Gracie. Weed does have an awful smell. There is weed that you can find that has a pleasant smell. It depends on the strain and all that other stuff. I haven't smoked a single thing. Well, good for you, Missy. I've never had a cigarette, but I do like hookah on occasion. And by occasion, I mean like once a year. I'll have a hookah. I haven't had one in over a year though, so
I may have gone wild with that when I was in Korea, but
hookahs are nice. The reason I like
Hookahs
hookah
are
is
nice.
because my biggest thing about alcohol, smoking, and marijuana and stuff is it's far too convenient for people. That's partly why I hate vaping. It's not just that it's bad for you and that it causes all these other issues. I personally believe that the rise in anxiety is due to vaping, cigarettes, partly alcohol, but more so cigarettes, vaping, and weed. Weed increases anxiety.
Yep,
It's just a fact.
just true. I actually have a friend who was really big into weed culture, whole 9 yards kind of thing. And she, as she got older, she started to develop. There's something essentially where you start kind of going and from like a deficiency and shit when you're smoking weed. And so yeah, there are problems. You can't tell me that weed doesn't cause problems with people, that it's totally healthy, because I know that's not true.
That's just not true. I mean, especially if you're smoking.
Yeah.
Smoking weed causes a ton of problems.
Oh fuck yeah. But
You
at the
can't
same
say
time,
that smoking cigarettes is bad and then say smoking weed is fine. That's not how it works. Both things should not be in your lungs.
yeah. You're putting exogenous things in your body. It's amazing how that works.
You're putting burnt substances in your lungs, like.
But at the same time, I'm not against weed. I'm really not even against cigarette smoke. Now I am.
I'm not
against
either.
you
I
doing
just
that
advise
shit.
people not to do it or do it in moderation.
I am against you doing that shit outside in public right next to me, though.
Yes.
I would appreciate it if you didn't do that shit.
I agree.
That being said, when I was younger, contact high all the time.
Yeah, but like as to your point, the husband was clearly intoxicated, but that's partly. I mean, how many times do officers have to deal with drunk people? I'm sure it's a nightly basis that they deal with drunk people.
Well, okay, so here's the truth of that. They don't want to. They don't like working night shifts because of the volume of drunk people. Okay,
I don't doubt it. Not only is there more crime at nighttime, but that's when people are more than often than not taking part in some sort of substance that impairs their judgment. More often than not, alcohol, because it's legal in every state.
But what I will tell you is of the officers that I know, some of the worst calls they've ever been to are calls that they go on in the middle of the fucking day where the person is drunk.
Oh,
because you're no longer dealing with,
that's like an alcoholic.
You're not dealing with a person who's had one or too many.
I had one
You're
too many
dealing
at
with
the
a person.
bar. Yeah, you're dealing with a guy who's been drinking at home and has gone way overboard.
Yeah, you're dealing with some serious shit at that point, and that sometimes just it's funny sometimes, but it's not funny from what I understand. Like the stories that I've heard is sometimes it's not good for anyone involved. And sometimes there's kids involved.
Yeah.
You're showing up to a school where a parent's shown up drunk
to pick up their kid. Yep.
To pick up their kid and all kinds of shit like that. Or like the kid got in trouble and the mom's showing up and she's like fucking 12 shots in. And it's just bad. Some of those
I just read Guido he said they were doing kinky shit.
Well, okay, so like I was gonna make that joke, but at the same time I wasn't, because I was like, why does it take so long for a woman to pee kind of thing?
Well, I'm kind of leaning in that direction now. Either one, it's because she's drunken and struggling to do it, or two, she was enjoying doing it.
Or here's a crazy one. She drank so much that literally somebody called the cops on her that she was doing it. She stopped peeing or whatever,
and then again had to pee.
And then again had to pee.
That's a possibility too. Well, so it says here, body cam video obtained by Fox News, the body cam footage that we just watched. It appears to show that the Yavapai, okay, that's a weird county name, Yavapai County Superior Court Judge pro tempore Kristen Schaff Olsen, pulling up her pants quickly before sitting on a bench. Quote, "This is disgusting," the responding officer says as he approached her. I mean, look, dude, you pull up your police car. There's a girl squatting over a bush over here. And you walk over, and her bare ass is in the bush, trying to take a piss, I'd be like, dude, this is disgusting too. I'd be like,
Not,
man,
not only a bare
you're
ass,
revolting.
her bare ass. You've seen her.
No, I mean, look, you could see her. Well, it's blurred there, but the officer could see her bare ass. And then maybe because she's drunk, but because she gets startled by the officer, she goes and sits back on the bench with her ass still out. The poor people that are gonna sit on that bench tomorrow morning, not knowing what was there just the night before.
Probably an American Indian tribe. It is an American Indian tribe. Oh well, not an American. It's not a tribal. It's a tribal word. Anyhow, let's not get into it.
But yeah, it goes on to talk about her spelling her name for the officer as they try to attempt to identify her. It goes on to talk about moments later, her husband, Jason Olson, who serves as the Parks and Recreation Manager for the town of Chino Valley, approaches the scene and tries to pull his wife away from the officers, repeatedly refusing orders to step back. When asked why she was being questioned, the officers replied, because I just saw her puking and urinating, exposing herself to several people. See, what does several mean? What does several mean in this context? Anyway, nope, that wasn't her, Jason Olson insisted. Nope, that wasn't her. Literally, it wasn't her. Dude, you were 30 seconds away from seeing it yourself. As Jason Olson continues to resist police commands, the officers throw him to the ground. Get your ass on the ground. On the effing ground, dude. I'm not doing anything, Jason Olson says. Dude, you were pulling your arms away from the officer. 5:15, we're fighting. The officer can be heard saying, as several officers... Again, what does several mean? Other officers worked to restrain and handcuff Olson. Olson was cited for urinating, and Miss Olson was cited for urinating or defecating in public, a misdemeanor defense.
I don't know what to tell you, Tyler. Several is an interesting word.
Several is an interesting word that pisses me off.
What does interesting mean? Well, it means several things.
So Stork is not being invited back to the show. And he can go back in a month again. Anyway. See what you did, Stork? You see why I don't invite you? No, I'm joking. We like to have fun here at TTN. I'm just joking. But no, let's see. It says Olson is seen struggling to sign the citation. Nope, right here on the screen, officers say. Days later, the County Superior Court confirmed that Miss Olson had submitted her resignation effective October 31st. So she is no longer a judge for the county. My resignation comes after careful consideration of current physical, medical, and family circumstances. She added that the Yavapai County deserves a judge who are steadfast in their commitment to serving Yavapai County. Considering current events in my life, I believe it would be difficult to honor this commitment. I have therefore decided to resign. Well, good on her for resigning. Do you think she should have resigned as a result of this?
Yes.
Yes. Hey, I don't know if you have an
I honestly
opinion
have
to
a question. I honestly have a question though. Is she a Democrat or Republican?
Well, judges are supposed to be impartial.
Some judges in some jurisdiction have to run impartial. Is she a Democrat or Republican?
Let's figure it out. Let me search it up. What party affiliation? I don't know how to spell affiliation. Affiliation is this woman.
APHIL or AL. No, IL.
It just pulls up the story of her peeing in public. Am I gonna have to ask Rock?
I guess at this point.
Okay. Let's go to X.
Put judge blah 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 in the Grok question.
Is Judge Off Olson. Do. Doing it live, guys. Doing it live, folks. Reporters use several, like the word soon, intentionally ambiguous to cover lack of specific facts.
It's worse than that, though, Gracie, because, in my opinion, they are using several because they don't have the facts and they aren't going to look for them.
I mean, I'm with Gracie. I don't really care what her party affiliation is. Let's see.
I gotta go again.
Gotta go again. We got one more story after this, so if you want to join mid-story, that's fine. But if you gotta go, that's fine. Anyway, party affiliation. She was appointed by a Republican governor. So I don't know if that tells us anything. Just because she was appointed by a Republican governor doesn't necessarily mean she was Republican. But I'm with Gracie in the chat. I don't really care either way. But anyway, that's the story, guys. I thought this was an interesting and somewhat funny story, especially with the body cam footage being released so quickly. We don't always get the body cam footage so quickly, so it's nice to see. But